Wu, my head hurts, where is this? Qiling woke up from the bed with a weak voice. He looked at the completely unfamiliar environment before him, carefully recalling what had happened before, and felt that he was at a loss at this moment. He remembered that he seemed to be performing some special mission, and he was surrounded by enemies, and finally killed himself with them with a bomb. How could he appear here? How do you feel when you wake up? Just when Qiling was lost, a man walked over from the house and asked Qiling Dao. He has a short beard and looks about 40 or 50 years old. He has a special temperament of laziness and decadence. Although the whole person is a little rough, it is not difficult to see that he should be a handsome man. Who are you? Why am I here? Qiling said warily. Don't be nervous, you were picked up by me from the forest outside 3 days ago. The man said. My name is Yu Xiaogang, and everyone else calls me Master, you can also call me like that. Master. Qiling raised his eyebrows, but did not relax his vigilance because the other party saved him. Thank you, I will repay you if I have the opportunity in the future. After that, Qiling wanted to turn over and get out of bed and leave here, but fell to the ground unexpectedly. Are you okay? Be careful, don't worry. Yu Xiaogang stepped forward to help Qiling and helped him onto the bed. Your body hasn't recovered yet. You need to cultivate more. I happen to have some nursing medicine here. Let me give it to you first. But Qiling almost didn't hear what Yu Xiaogang said, because he looked at his body and fell into contemplation. Who owns this little arm and calf? Who owns this thin body? What about his thick arms that can race horses? What about his proud 8-pack abs? Then Qiling turned his head and saw himself in the mirror on the wall. I saw a little boy with black hair and black eyes sitting there with a dazed expression, and his delicate face was full of incredible expression. I don't know how your 6-year-old child survived such a serious injury. The voice of Yu Xiaogang's fading away gradually confirmed Qiling's conjecture that he actually became a 6-year-old child. What's going on? What's wrong with me? Moreover, this world seems to be different from what I know. Qiling frowned and thought. Moreover, Yu Xiaogang, how do I always feel that this name is so familiar? By the way, Yu Xiaogang, isn't this the name of Tang San's teacher in Douluo continent? Qiling suddenly realized, so, it seems that I have crossed into the Douluo world. Although his job is special, Qiling is also an avid fan of novels and animation. This is his only leisure after work. Knowing that he had actually come to the world in the novel, Qiling also started to get excited. After all, this was one of his dreams. After groping for a while, Qiling could already master the movement of this body. He slowly walked out of the house and saw a completely strange world before him. Here, where is it? Qiling said blankly. Oh, can you already walk down the ground? Yu Xiaogang walked over at this moment. Looking at you, could it be that the head was hit and you lost your memory? Qiling nodded. This is the most convenient explanation at the moment, just to ask Yu Xiaogang where exactly is this place. Under Yu Xiaogang's introduction, Qiling quickly learned that this is a junior college used to train soul masters, nodding college. And Yu Xiaogang can be regarded as a special teacher here, who does not teach, but has a special status. Wuhan? It seems that this place does not belong to my original world. Qiling frowned. I really didn't expect that this kind of dog blood thing would happen to me. I wonder if it will match me with another weird system. Option 1, refuse to live in this world, travel again, reward, time and space shuttle once. Option 2, live in the Douluo continent world with a brand new identity. Reward, innate talent with full soul power. A strange sound came from Qiling's brain, which made him raise his eyebrows. Has your mouth been opened? What to say? Humph, I'm not afraid of death, will you be afraid of a world like you? Qiling thought to himself as he looked at the two options the system gave him. I'll take a look, what kind of world this is like. Just as a vacation for myself. Ding dong. The host has chosen option 2 to get a reward, innate full soul talent. Suddenly, Qiling felt a strange power that suddenly filled his whole body. This power is so amazing and powerful, Qiling even feels that at this time his physical fitness is about to reach his peak state. Soul power, really a magical power. Qi inspired by this magical power, his current state should be equal to the spirit power of a 10th level spirit warrior, but he has not yet awakened his spirit. Interesting, I became interested in this world. Qiling smiled, I don't know what my martial soul will be. Oh? You want to awaken your martial soul? Yu Xiaogang couldn't help being surprised when he heard Qiling's request. You have such a strong spirit power fluctuation, haven't you awakened your martial soul yet? Although Yu Xiaogang himself had a defect in his own innate martial arts, he could not break through 30th level in his life, but his life experience was not comparable to anyone. So he could tell at a glance that Qiling's spirit power was surging, even stronger than most spirit masters who had already obtained spirit rings. This is undoubtedly a manifestation of innate full soul power, and possessing such a strong soul power fluctuation, but has not yet awakened the martial soul, this even more shows that Qiling is gifted. Yu Xiaogang began to wonder what kind of peerless genius he picked up. Qiling didn't have a better explanation for this. He couldn't say that his soul power was given by the system, so he had to prevaricate the past vaguely. Fortunately, Yu Xiaogang was not a person who likes to get to the bottom. So that's the case. In this case, you can go to the Wuhan Hall in Notting City and go there for Wuhan Awakening. Yu Xiaogang said and took out a waistband from her body, you take this and they will let you test it. Yu Xiaokongo did not speak big words. Qiling took his waist card and came to the Wuhan Hall in Notting City, where they got their high attention. After seeing the waist card, the guard at the door rushed in with a hint of panic to report, and even nearly fell. Not long after, an old man in red, with two young men, a man and a woman, received him. The old man in red took the token in Qiling's hand and seemed to be confirming the authenticity. After checking it, Qiling immediately showed an enthusiastic expression. It turned out to be the person recommended by the master. He must have amazing talent. Sisi, you take him to do the martial arts awakening. The red man said. Afterwards, the woman named Sisi brought Qiling into a room. In the center of the room, there is a table with a black base and a transparent gem, which looks very valuable. This is the precious jade specially used by the Martial Soul Hall to awaken the martial soul. You only need to place your hand on this precious jade and then the soul master in charge of the awakening will be able to awaken the martial soul smoothly. Children, don't be nervous, come, put your hand on this awakening stone, my sister will guide you to complete your awakening. Sisi said to Qiling with a gentle attitude, she has a very good impression of this extraordinary-looking little handsome guy. But it is a pity that Qiling is not a shy little boy, but a straight steel man who has no friends. He looked at the nagging look and directly said, Auntie, can you hurry up? I'm in a hurry. Ah, Auntie. Sisi suspected that she had heard it wrong. With her beauty, she would be called an aunt? Little friend, my sister is not an aunt, but my sister is. Sisi still wanted to explain, but Qiling had already put his hand on the time of awakening and ignored Sisi. Damn, nasty kid. While complaining psychologically, Sisi guided her spirit power and began to awaken Qiling's spirit. After all, my teacher is here, watching from the sidelines, no matter how dissatisfied I am, I have to continue working. But in the next second, the tiny dissatisfaction disappeared without a trace, replaced by immense shock and fear. I saw that the originally transparent and flawless awakening stone burst out with a particularly dazzling blood-red light. At the same time, the whole gem is like being dripped into the water by ink, gradually being rendered into a red gem. At the same time, an evil spirit soared into the sky, and a vicious demon phantom appeared in the air. On the extremely ugly head, there are two pairs of sturdy horns. Behind the muscular body of Jonza, two pairs of huge black bat wings are slightly opened, as if the devil of descended on the world. Although it was only a phantom, the terrifying temperament it exudes made the three of them stunned and afraid to move. The old man in red tremblingly muttered to himself, "True, God, is this, after all? The only awake person at the scene is probably Qiling alone." He frowned slightly and said to the old man, "Hey, do you have this kind of awakening stone here?" "Ah? Yes, yes." The old man in red said subconsciously. "If so, let me use it. I feel that there seems to be something in my body." Qiling said. The old man in red was taken aback. Qiling said that there was still something in his body that hadn't come out. Could it be that there was another spirit in his body that couldn't make it? Would it be such a terrible demon? Without time to think about it, the old man in red immediately said to the man, "Su Yun Tao, come on, go and get the spare awakening stone here." Su Yun Tao woke up from surprise without any delay, and immediately took the spare awakening stone and came to Qiling. Qiling stretched out his other hand and placed it on this awakening stone. In the next moment, a majestic, sweeping aura radiated from the awakening stone. The whole awakening stone exudes dazzling golden light, giving people a feeling of wanting to worship. And in the sky above that awakening stone, a ghost of the dragon appeared. The serpentine body hovered in midair, and it was hard to see how long it was. Only from the head of the shocking dragon, I could feel the supreme majesty that can't be beaked or disobeyed. The dragon and the demon, the two dyed the whole room into a half-gold and half-red world, seemed to fight each other in a battle. Everyone in the room only feels that they are involved in a huge vortex, in danger of being crushed at any time. This feeling continued until Qiling retracted his hand and the ghosts of the demon and the dragon disappeared. The old man in red was panting, as if he had just been fished out of the water, making it feel as if he was about to die in the next second. Qiling looked at the appearance of a few people. There should be no extra energy to handle the certification of the Soul Master for himself. Thank you for helping me awaken my martial spirit. For other things, I'd better come to visit another day. Qiling said regretfully. And just after Qiling left, the two awakening stones actually shattered into powder at the same time. The few people in the Wuhan Hall looked at each other, the power that even the awakening stone could not bear, they could almost hear the dream. Quickly, report this child's affairs to the headquarters of Wuhan Hall. This child is not a peerless genius or a peerless demon. The old man in red said with lingering fear. This world will definitely change because of him. After returning to Yu Xiaogang again, Qiling told him about the situation when he awakened his spirit. Yu Xiaogang suddenly became interested when he heard that Qiling was a rare twin martial soul. Twin spirits? Are they rare twin spirits? And two equally powerful spirits? This is really rare. Yu Xiaogang said excitedly, looking at Qiling's eyes, as if looking at a guinea pig on an experimental table. They are indeed two spirits, and they don't seem to deal with each other. Qiling couldn't bear the enthusiasm of the master. Master, do you know these two spirits? You show the soul seal to me, maybe I will know it, Yu Xiaogang said. Afterwards, Qiling showed his two soul seals at the same time. A demon with a devilish spirit, and a dragon over the world, appeared on Qiling's left and right hands respectively, but this time, there was no more suffocating terrifying aura. After seeing Qiling's two soul seals, Yu Xiaogang suddenly opened his eyes, and his whole body was astonished and speechless, as if the devil was startled, and he whispered to himself, This impossible. This is... Master? Is there something wrong with my spirit? Qiling asked. As if he was awakened by Qiling's question, the master rushed to his bookcase in a panic and pulled out an old-style sheepskin book. After searching for a while, Yu Xiaogang said affirmatively, Yes, there is absolutely nothing wrong, Qiling, the martial arts you have are them. Qiling looked in the direction pointed by the master, and saw that on the page of the book, there were 8 martial arts icons arranged on 2 sides, which seemed to vaguely form a confrontation. In the patterns on those 2 sides, Qiling found his own martial soul respectively. 8 demons and 8 gods, these are the 16 martial souls in the legend, divided into 8 demons and 8 divine souls. Yu Xiaogang explained to Qiling when he was watching, these 8 martial arts soul is powerful, and needless to say, there are few martial souls in the world that can compete with it. And your 2 martial souls belong to one of the 8 demons and the 8 gods, named Blood Demon Emperor, and Shenlong Emperor. At this point, Yu Xiaogang paused, as if it would cost him even to say this conclusion. He has a lot of energy. Devil and God. Qiling was taken aback. These 2 things, when they hear, are opposites to each other. How can they appear in my body at the same time? Yes, it is reasonable to say that demons and gods with different powers can never appear in a person at the same time, let alone a very special existence even among the 8 demons and 8 gods, the Blood Demon Emperor and Shenlong Huang. But in the legend, there will indeed be such the most special existence in the world. When such a special existence appears, the world will change its original trajectory and move toward a completely different future. Yu Xiaogang looked at Qiling said. Qiling, you are a person who will change the world. After a moment of silence, Yu Xiaogang smiled again. Of course, this is just a legend that I don't know where it came from, and only a nerd like me will read it. Maybe there are only 2 powerful ordinary martial artists in your body. Soul. By the way, Qiling, do you have any plans next? Is there a place to go? Yu Xiaogang asked. After a brief shock, Qiling said to Yu Xiaogang honestly, I don't have a place to go, and I don't know anyone. In this case, do you want to study here first? Yu Xiaogang said. About Wuhan, you still have a lot of knowledge to learn, and even if you don't know anything, you can come to me. Seeing Qiling's consent, Yu Xiaogang looked extremely happy, and said, in this case, tomorrow is the start date of the school, you can go to the college to report. As for the place to live, you can only temporarily arrange you to live with the working students up. With Yu Xiaogang's recommendation, Qiling passed the enrollment very smoothly and became a working student at Notting College. Although Notting College is only a junior college of Soul Masters are the most noble profession in the whole continent, so the college has all kinds of facilities and the decoration is quite good. However, due to the small number of Soul Masters, Notting City is relatively remote, so there is only one dormitory building in Notting Junior Soul Master Academy. The students and teachers of each grade live in a large dormitory, a total of 7 rooms. The dormitory where the work-study students live, called Kishi, is the only dormitory with mixed ages. Work-study students of every age live here, and Qiling is no exception. Holding the daily necessities that belonged to him, Qiling kicked away the workers in the work-study dormitory. As a result, he saw that a tall, fat man was bullying a few freshmen. Yo! Here comes another one! The fat man looked very excited when he saw Qiling, and he eagerly walked over and said, Boy! I am Wang Sheng, my spirit is a war tiger, and the future war spirit master is also here. Head! If you want to live in the future, you have to listen to me, do you understand? Qiling looked at the gang of kids, shook his head helplessly and said, Really, it seems that no matter which world you are in, school violence always exists. I don't know where you guys who haven't cleaned their saliva, learn so much trouble. Listening to Qiling's words, Wang Sheng felt confused. It seems that you are the youngest boy, right? Being so old-fashioned by a 6-year-old kid gave Wang Sheng a strange sense of difference. Don't talk about those that are not, boy, did you hear what I told you just now? Wang Sheng said with a fierce expression. If you don't want to suffer, you can call me the boss obediently. Otherwise, I will let you know how powerful tigers are. The next day, Master Yu Xiaogang called Qiling out early in the morning and came to his room. This time, the master's attitude was different from the previous gentleness. a little more serious and serious. Qiling, there is a visitor from the spirit hall. Yu Xiaogang said straight to Qiling, it's the Father Philoma you met yesterday. When Qiling heard the news, he was stunned for a moment. There would be someone coming from the Wuhan Hall. He had already prepared. After all, judging from Yu Xiaogang's reaction yesterday, the spirit of his own body is definitely not an idle person. As the most powerful organization in the mainland, it is impossible not to win over him. It's just that they awakened the spirit of martial arts for themselves yesterday, and they have already completed their countermeasures against them today. This ability of action is quite terrifying in the underdeveloped technology. From this, it can be seen that Wuhan Palace is indeed not an ordinary organization. You must have guessed the intention of the Wuhan Hall, Qiling. Yes, they are here to recruit you. Yu Xiaogang said. The power of the Soul Hall is beyond your imagination. If you join the Soul Hall, you will definitely get their full support, which will be of great benefit to your growth. As for whether you want to join the Martial Soul Palace, you can make a decision after you have met Father Philoma. Father Philoma is the old man in red that Qiling met yesterday, and the highest person in charge of the Wuhan Hall in Notting City. This time he personally visited the house, which shows how much Qiling attaches importance to. After seeing Qiling coming, Philoma's face immediately showed joy and said, "Little Qiling, hello, I'm Father Philoma, I just met you yesterday. Do you remember me?" Qiling reluctantly sat down on the seat. The other party's way of talking to the child made him feel awkward. "Remember, just tell me if you have anything, Father Philoma." Father Philoma was speechless. Although he had felt Qiling's temper yesterday, he couldn't bear such straight talk. "Well, in that case, I won't say much nonsense," Father Philoma said after finishing his thoughts. "Qiling, yesterday I have reported your matter back to the main hall of the Spirit Hall. The elders attach great importance to you. Now I have specifically asked me to ask you if you are willing to join my Spirit Hall." Qiling, who had been prepared for this, said calmly, "Oh? What good will it do for me to join the Wuhan Hall?" Joining the Spirit Hall, naturally, there are many benefits. Philoma seems to be confident of the invitation from the Spirit Hall. Not only can you be fully cultivated by the Wuhan Hall, you can also be qualified to meet the Pope. You know, this is a supreme honor. And you can get the best education, and even the best spirit ring, the best resources. Father Philoma continued, "In short, this is definitely an opportunity not to be missed for you." Seeing Father Philoma's impassioned speech, Qiling only nodded faintly and said, "I see, Father Philoma, please give me a minute to think about it." Philoma was speechless again for a while, but he believed that no one could refuse the invitation of the Spirit Hall, and that was an opportunity that no one could ask for. So he walked outside the house and said, "All right, it happened that Master Yu Xiaogang and I had something to say, Qiling, I'll listen to your answer later." After Philoma went out, Qiling immediately opened his system. The reason why he wants to disperse Philoma is also because he has just received the system information prompt. In fact, Qiling chose this way, of course, not deliberately to embarrass Father Philoma. After all, no one would have trouble with the ready-made God-level rewards. Qiling refused the Hall of Souls, just because if he joined the Hall of Souls, he would be obedient to others, and he would be branded as the Hall of Souls from then on. And he has sold his life to others for a lifetime. In this life, he only wants to be free and happy, and he never wants to be a puppet for anyone. And there is one more point, that is, the Xian Tian Gong of option 2, which is also an extremely exciting reward. As Tang San's cultivation technique, the value of Xian Tian Gong is definitely not lower than a soul bone. After all, soul bones are precious, but there will be opportunities to obtain them in the future, but if you miss the opportunity to cultivate the profound sky technique, you will not know if you can obtain them in the future. Tang San wouldn't just teach others his skill at the bottom of the box. So, when Father Philoma and Yu Xiaogang walked in, waiting for Qiling's reply, Ling smiled and said, I'm sorry, Father Philoma, I'm already a student at Notting College. So I can't follow you to the spirit hall. Not only Father Philoma, but even Yu Xiaogang, Ling's decision was extremely surprised. After all, that was an invitation from the spirit hall. For the spirit master, it was the highest honor, and no one could refuse it. Ling, you have to consider it clearly. Wuhan Palace is not easy to join. If you miss this opportunity, you will probably regret it for life. Yu Xiaogang said. Philoma on the side also said, yes, Kid Ling, even if you have already joined Notting College, I can still report to the main hall of Wuhan Hall, so that the elders. Father Philoma, I think you have misunderstood what I mean. Ling smiled. I studied well at Notting College, and I have no plans to change schools. Ling's remarks were already quite straightforwardly rejected. Father Philoma wanted to say more, but after seeing Ling's eyes, he instantly realized that this is a man who will never change his will because of other people's words. It is futile to say more. Oh! Well, this is really a shame. Father Philoma said, if this is the case, I will not force it. I will report your matter to the main hall. Thank you, Father, thank you for your love for me. Ling said, if there is nothing wrong, I will leave first. Ling didn't feel regret at all when he refused the Wuhan Hall. Sooner or later, you will have the things you should have, but if you lose some things, you can never get them back. Presumably this is something that people must consider clearly when making a choice. After coming out of Yu Xiaogang's room, Ling went straight back to Kishi. Before entering the door, he heard a noise inside, which seemed very lively. Today is the day when Notting College officially signs up. It must be the arrival of new work-study students, so it is so lively. So Ling walked in and said, Wang Sheng, are you bullying the newcomer again? Didn't I tell you, this is... The appearance inside the 7th house was different from Ling's imagination. Wang Sheng stood aside with a swollen nose, looking like he had suffered a lot. And on the softest bed, there was a cute girl with scorpion braids jumping around, and a handsome boy beside her shook his head helplessly. Yet, this bed is so soft, this will be my Xiaohu's sister's bed in the future, have you heard? The lovely girl said as she danced, her pink face filled with a sweet smile. With Ling's arrival, everyone's eyes were attracted to him. Wang Sheng seems to have finally found the one who is the master of himself, and he threw his nose and tears on him and said, Boss, you are back, you must be the master of me, oh. Ling kicked Wang Sheng away to prevent his nose from getting on him, and then slowly said, speak slowly, if you dare to jump up again, I will give you another kick. Wang Sheng covered his face and said, yes, boss, they are both new here, and they will occupy your bed with the boss. It's like this. Ling didn't listen to Wang Sheng's one-sided words. There was a lot of bad water in this kid's stomach, who knew if what he said was true or false. Hey! Don't talk nonsense, you fat guy! Xiao Wu said immediately dissatisfied when he heard what Wang Sheng said. Obviously you said that if you want to enter this dormitory, you have to recognize you as the boss, so we can do it. You also said that this bed can only sleep with the boss. I defeated you, and of course it is the new boss. Ling looked at Wang Sheng coldly, and Wang Sheng shuddered, and immediately ran away without looking back. Boss, I'll buy you soda. Wait for me. Then Ling walked to the side of Xiao Wu, the pretty child. Since just now, Ling has been paying attention to this boy, and he can feel that there is a special temperament in this boy. Hello, my name is Ling. Ling stretched out his hand and said, what is your name? The boy saw Ling stretch out his hand to himself, and after hesitating for a while, stretched out his hand to hold it. Hello, my name is Tang San. I'm sorry to hurt your subordinates, but we really can't escape, so we will fight back. Ha ha ha, where is that guy my subordinate, besides, he just owes it to you. Qi Ling smiled. Tang San, I have a hunch, we will become very good friends in the future. Tang San looked at the young man in front of him. Although he was not much older than himself, he had a temperament that had experienced vicissitudes of life. More importantly, he gave himself a very special feeling, which made people want to associate with him involuntarily. It's a great honor. I feel this way too. Tang San also laughed and said, I hope we can get along well in the future. Two young geniuses who had traveled from different worlds had met each other for the first time. As for what is waiting for them in the future, only God knows. Hey! You two, don't ignore me. Xiao Wu was left in the cold by the two, and said suddenly unhappy. Just now Xiao San and that Wang Sheng have been defeated by me, so now as long as I defeat you, I will be the boss here. Qi Ling smiled and said casually, Oh? Really? You are so powerful, then you are now the boss here, and that bed belongs to you. I just can't get used to such a soft bed. No. My mother taught me that there is no merit, and I must beat you. Xiao Wu jumped off the bed and said eagerly, I'm really good. Seeing that Xiao Wu couldn't be fooled, Qi Ling had no choice but to say, There's no way, okay, I'll be better than you. With that, Qi Ling picked up a stone casually and drew a circle on the ground. Did you see this circle under my feet? Qi Ling pointed to the circle under his feet with a radius of about 2 meters and said, As long as you can get me out of this circle, even if you win. Okay, you can't go back. Xiao Wu said happily, looking at the underground circle, then you have to be careful, see the trick. As Xiao Wu said, her right leg bent and jumped up. She jumped up like a rabbit and kicked her right foot towards Dongfang Bai. Although the power is not particularly strong, the speed is extremely fast. As early as when he saw Xiao Wu's mobility like a rabbit, Qi Ling was mentally prepared for Xiao Wu's explosive ability. At this moment, facing Xiao Wu's kick, he calmly parried with his hands, blocking her delicate little feet with his arms. I thought that Xiao Dance would just retreat like this, but when Qi Ling didn't expect it, Xiao Wu's body flexibility was so amazing, her body changed an incredible angle in the air, and her feet wrapped around Qi Ling's neck. Tang San on the side saw Xiao Wu's move, and couldn't help showing a wry smile. She just used this move to subdue herself, and then as long as she throws Qi Ling out, the situation is set. Obviously, Xiao Wu was also very sure of her tricks, and she fell down with the help of the weight of her upper body, planning to throw Qi Ling out with her legs. But then she was surprised to find that Qi Ling was still motionless under her own attack. The throwing skills I was so proud of actually failed. Very good technique, it can be said that you have achieved the ultimate in control of the body. Qi Ling and Xiao Wu maintained a stalemate, and said very easily. But unfortunately, your strength is too small. Qi Ling kept his body's center of gravity shifted back, and at the same time used a special borrowing method to firmly fix himself on the ground. No matter how hard Xiao Wu tried, she couldn't get Qi Ling out smoothly. Finding that this trick is useless, Xiao Wu immediately backflips and distances himself from Qi Ling, followed by a dazzling fast break. The biggest feature of Xiao Wu's attack is that he will intersperse kicking skills from time to time, which makes people hard to defend. But for Qi Ling, he only needs to cope with the changes. The most important thing is to maintain a stable mentality. With Xiao Wu's physical strength, she will soon be tired and unable to fight again. Sure enough, it didn't take long for Xiao Wu to be out of breath. An all-round attack like her is certainly amazing, but the physical consumption is also very huge, and it is impossible to carry out a protracted battle. Damn it, Sister Xiao Wu won't admit defeat. Xiao Wu unwillingly attacked Qi Ling from the air again. But it seemed that it was due to excessive physical strength. This time, since she didn't hold it firmly, she fell backward from the air instead. Xiao Wu, who had lost her balance, had no time to adjust her posture anymore. Behind her was the hard foot of the bed. If she hit it, the consequences would be disastrous. Careful! Ling didn't have time to think about it, and immediately flashed forward, grabbing Xiao Wu, allowing her to restore her balance and stand on the ground. Thanks, thank you. Xiao Wu said in a bit of a shock. After all, she hadn't even thought of the situation just now. There is no way, it seems that God is also on your side. Sometimes luck is also a kind of strength. Ling said helplessly at this time. You won this competition. From now on, you will be Xiao's sister of Kishi. After hearing Ling's words, everyone noticed that just half a step of Ling's feet had gone out of the circle in order to save Xiao Wu. According to his previous rules, he had already lost to Xiao Wu. How can this count? You came out of the circle to save me, this round is not counted, let's compare it again. Xiao Wu said unwillingly, she couldn't accept such a victory. Winning or losing is winning or losing. No matter what accidents happen, there is no possibility of doing it again. If you win, you win. Ling said. There is no chance to come back in life. Wang Sheng, have you bought your drink yet? Ling shouted back. Wang Sheng had already returned with a bunch of drinks. At this moment, he immediately stepped forward and said, here is here. Boss, what's your order? From now on, the boss of Shi will be Xiao Wu, you have to tell her well about her responsibility. Ling smiled, I believe Xiao Wu is more suitable to be this boss than me. Although Xiao Wu still looked unwilling, but under Wang Sheng's praise, she immediately turned her anger into joy. I have to say that this kid's mouth is still so powerful. As a result, Xiao Wu, as the eldest sister of the work-study students, officially took up the post, and her lively personality quickly gained everyone's love. As for Ling, he was happy and leisurely. After all, he was really not interested in these play-like activities. After a few more days, Yu Xiaogang suddenly called Ling and Tang San into his room together. Tang San had already worshipped Yu Xiaogang as his teacher in the past few days, and received Yu Xiaogang's teaching together with Ling. Tang San, Ling, both of you are in a state of innate soul power. I have already understood your situation in the past few days. In Master Yu Xiaogang's room, Yu Xiaogang said to Ling and Tang San in front of him at the same time. You two will prepare. Tomorrow morning, I will take you to the hunting forest and choose the first spirit ring that suits you. Master, what type of spirit ring is suitable for our two spirits? Ling asked. For this kind of professional question, the master is still quite reliable, after all, he is the first person in Wuhan world theory. It's very simple, Tang San, your spirit is blue silver grass, a weapon spirit of the plant system, so your spirit ring only needs to consider two characteristics and one function. Yu Xiaogang stretched out 3 fingers and said, toxicity and toughness, as well as the function of winding. Achieve these, then your blue silver grass can become a very good control system martial arts. It will greatly increase your combat power. Tang San and Ling nodded silently, Yu Xiaogang was quite reasonable. This was indeed the most suitable development route for Tang San. What about me? Master? Ling curiously asked, how should my spirit develop? Ahem, you. Yu Xiaogang frowned and said, Ling, your martial arts soul is too special, and I can't give you a conclusion. It's just that, based on your personality, I suggest you develop into a powerful attack-type spirit war master. As for the spirit ring that suits you, I have been reading ancient books these days, and I only found a little fur. Yu Xiaogang took out a simple book and continued. Your two spirits, Blood Demon Emperor and Shenlong Emperor, are extremely powerful spirits, so they also have special requirements for spirit rings. The Blood Demon Emperor's martial soul, when absorbing martial souls, can only absorb the martial souls produced by the dark attribute soul beasts. Only in this way can the power of your martial soul be exerted. Otherwise, if the attributes are incompatible, it will let you the strength is greatly reduced. As for the Shenlong Emperor, the conditions are even more demanding, because the Shenlong is originally a very proud creature. Therefore, the spirit ring you absorb must contain the blood of the dragon clan, otherwise it will not be absorbed at all. After listening to Yu Xiaogong's analysis, Qi Ling's forehead wrinkled into the character Chuan. Unexpectedly, these two martial spirits would be so troublesome. The spirit ring is not easy to meet the age of the right one, and he has to absorb a specific spirit ring, which is tantamount to finding a needle in a haystack. Sure enough, there is a price to be paid for being strong. However, the two of you don't have to have too much pressure. Tomorrow we will just try our luck. It is best to meet the right spirit ring. Even if you don't meet it, you don't have to be discouraged. Yu Xiaogang comforted the two. Spirit ring is the top priority for spirit masters. In order to find a suitable spirit ring, some people can look for it for several years. Because this is something that will accompany you throughout your life, it is naturally better to be more cautious. Well, that's what I want to tell you today. Go back and prepare first. The soul hunting forest is far away, so you can't do enough preparations. Yu Xiaogang said, tomorrow we will be at the gate of the college. Converge. After returning to the seventh shelter, Qi Ling lay on his bed, recalling the particularity of his martial soul, feeling a little depressed. The soul hunting forests Yu Xiaogang said were not many hunting grounds used by the empire to keep soul beasts in captivity. It was impossible for there to be two advanced soul beasts, let alone soul beasts that met their own requirements. On my own trip, there is a high probability that I will return without success. Ding dong! If the host is detected, it will go to the hunting forest. Please choose from the following options. Option 1. Go to the soul hunting forest and hunt the soul ring with Tang San and Yu Xiaogang. Reward: a random soul guide weapon. Option 2. Refuse to go to the hunting forest, get a reward, a 500 YEAR soul ring with uncertain attributes. Qi Ling looked at the options given by the system. Although option 2 could get a 500-year-old spirit ring, the attributes were uncertain, so he would definitely not choose it. Because just as Yu Xiaogang said, if the spirit ring is not appropriate, he would rather wait for the next opportunity than the right way to go. And this soul guide weapon is very interesting. After all, how rare the soul guide weapon is, no longer needs to say, even Yu Xiaogang, there is only 124 bridge Minjiui. System, I choose option 1. Qi Ling said. Ding dong! Congratulations to the host for choosing option 1, go to the soul hunting forest, and have received a reward, a soul guide weapon. The reward has been sent to the host's infinite space. Please check it. After receiving the reward, Qi Ling arbitrarily opened up his infinite space, wanting to see what weapon the system gave him, but when he saw the weapon, he opened his mouth in surprise and couldn't tell. Words come. In his infinite space, there is a big guy who is completely dark and looks quite shocking. It can be said that every man dreams of having such a thing. This is the true romance of men. Qi Ling now feels that his choice is really worth it. Even if you give yourself a 100,000-year spirit ring, you don't change it, because in your infinite space, it is a powerful Bartley sniper rifle. At the same time, the attributes of this Bartley sniper rifle were also shown in front of Qi Ling: soul guidance device, Bartley sniper rifle attribute description, a powerful sniper weapon, which can fire a powerful sniper bullet, and has the power of one-shot lure for opponents below the soul sage level. This Bartley sniper rifle, as a soul guide, is obviously improved. Its gun body is bigger and its power is also more amazing, but it only has 2 bullets, and because of its special workmanship, it can't be supplemented at all. But this is enough. With this big killer, Qi Ling is full of confidence in this trip to the hunting forest. Early the next morning, when Tang San and Yu Xiaogang were waiting for Qi Ling at the gate of the academy, they greeted Qi Ling, who was as happy as a child, and couldn't hide the smile on his face. What's wrong, brother Qi, have you encountered any good things? Tang San asked curiously. Haha, it's nothing, Xiaosan, I'll show you when I get the chance, and I promise to shock you. Qiling said like a child showing off his beloved toy. Qiling, we have a long journey to the soul hunting forest. It is very likely that we will spend the night outside. Don't you need to take some luggage? Yu Xiaogang couldn't help but reminded him looking at Qiling's empty back. Don't worry, master, I'm fully prepared. As Qiling said, suddenly he took out a pile of luggage from his infinite space and piled it on the ground into a hill. Look, master, what I prepared is enough to live outside for half a month. Looking at the small mountain of luggage in front of him, Yu Xiaogang opened his mouth in surprise. When did this kid also have a soul guide for storage? Moreover, the soul guidance device he gave Tang San was nothing more than a small space, far less than the space Qiling showed, and it was not even half the size of him. Such a large storage soul guide is no longer a question of value, it is a priceless treasure at all. Qiling, how many secrets he doesn't know. After getting ready to set off, the three of them walked together until noon the next day before they arrived at the hunting forest. Facing the boundless, endless towering giant trees, anyone would feel their own insignificance. Even though the master had done ideological work, Qiling and Tang San were deeply shocked. It's really big. There should be a lot of soul beasts in such a big forest. Qiling said. That's natural. This is a forest of spirit beasts raised in the empire. There are many types. Although there are few high-level spirit beasts, it is enough as your first spirit ring. Yu Xiaogang said. Let's go to this hunting forest first. The entrance of the hunting forest is heavily guarded by the Empire's army. After all, soul beasts, as the most important strategic resource, are the top priority of a country, and only allowed people can enter. Stop! Soul hunting forest, the country's important place. No entry is allowed without special permission. The non-commissioned officer on duty said meticulously, facing the three. There was no expression on Yu Xiaogang's face, but he took out a warrant very calmly and handed it to the non-commissioned officer. The non-commissioned officer took the warrant, looked down, his face changed immediately, and respectfully said, So it's you, master. How offended, please forgive me. After receiving their own warrants, the three of them smoothly entered the soul hunting forest, preparing to find a suitable soul beast. Only Sharpie Qiling saw the blue electric Tyrannosaurus Rex pattern on Yu Xiaogang's token and his lonely expression, but Yu Xiaogang didn't say anything, Qiling didn't ask much. As soon as they walked into the hunting forest, the three encountered a lot of spirit beasts, most of which looked strange and different from ordinary animals. Tang San was holding a blue short sword and he was very excited. After all, he had only seen these spirit beasts in books before, and now he saw living creatures, of course, he would feel different. However, the age of these spirit beasts is relatively low, most of them are only more than 10 years old, and they are rare even for hundreds of years. Tang San solved a few spirit beasts, but they did not have a spirit ring suitable for him. As for Qiling, he didn't even look at these soul beasts at all, not only because their attributes were not in line with him, but more importantly. Your own martial spirits are Shenlong and demon gods. You have to find a spirit ring that fits your status, right? Can't give Shenlong a toad spirit ring? In this way, the three of them went deeper and deeper, and gradually came to the depths of the soul hunting forest, and more types of soul beasts appeared, and there were even many 100-year-old soul beasts. Tang San had hunted down a few soul beasts including lone bamboo before, but he still didn't have a completely satisfied choice, and several people continued to search. This situation did not end until a few people smelled a sweet smell. Yu Xiaogang smelled the smell in the air, and suddenly said excitedly, Yes, that's it. Xiaosan, this is the most suitable spirit ring for you. Really, teacher, what kind of soul beast is this? Tang San asked. Before Yu Xiaogang could answer, Ling had already groped his chin and said, 100-year soul beast, poisonous arrow demon, mandala snake. Well, the characteristics of this kind of soul beast are indeed the blue-silver grass that perfectly fits Ziosan. The master is really thoughtful. Ling, who has obtained half of Yu Xiaogong's 10 core ideas of martial spirits, can now be regarded as an outstanding martial arts scholar. At this time, even Yu Xiaogang praised and admired his insights. When Yu Xiaogang heard Ling's words, he immediately felt a rare confidant in life. Excitedly said, yes, Ling, do you think so too? This choice, but I checked a lot of information and analyzed Tang San's martial arts, and made a judgment. You see, the body of this mandala snake, skin. Even its poison. As long as the Wuhan matter is involved, Yu Xiaogang can forget about it and completely immerse himself in his own world. This is already his old problem. But at this time Ling couldn't help but pour cold water on him. Master, don't get excited, the current situation is a bit wrong, you should take a look first. Hearing what Ling said, Yu Xiaogang calmed down and looked in the direction of Ling's eyes. In addition to the huge mandala snake, there was also a golden toad with a small body, but it gave people a very dangerous feeling. This is... Yu Xiaogang looked at the golden toad, but did not recognize it for a while. Longming golden toad, a very rare soul beast, generally a small but very dangerous soul beast. Ling said at this time, looking at the size of this golden toad, it is at least 500 years old. Age. This Dragonming golden toad is very small, compared with the mandala snake in front of it, it is not even enough to stuff its teeth. But I don't know why at this time, the mandala snake's face has a panic and uneasy look, and the huge body is twisting anxiously, as if he wants to escape at all times. This mandala snake is so huge, it must be hunting this golden toad. Tang San said, Teacher, why don't we catch them while they are fighting? Little San, there were 2 mistakes in your words just now. Yu Xiaogang stared at Longming Jinchan, cold sweat dripping from his forehead. First, they are indeed predators, but the Dragonming Jinchan is preying on the mandala snake. With the mandala snake's ability, it is not Jinchan's opponent at all. Hey? Why? Tang San was startled, and the toad was actually preying on the giant snake? This is simply unheard of. Second. Yu Xiaogang continued, what we have to do now is not to think of the fisherman's profit, but to seize the opportunity and run away quickly. Longming golden toad is extremely aggressive and possesses a strong territoriality. Once it discovers our smell, it will definitely attack us. Yu Xiaogang said. Furthermore, Longming golden toad is the best among the soul beasts in attack, defense, and speed. There is no obvious weakness at all. It is impossible for us to defeat it now. But these are not the main points. The most terrifying thing about this soul beast is its cry. Scream. Tang San asked in confusion, is there anything special about its scream? The cry of the dragon's golden toad resembles the dragon's chant, and it is named after it. More importantly, when the dragon's golden toad calls, all the surrounding creatures will fall into a forced stun state, which can be said to be a melee nemesis. Yu Xiaogang explained. So, Xiao San, although it is a pity, you should give up this mandala snake spirit ring. Let's look for other spirit rings. After listening to Yu Xiaogong's explanation, Tang San also felt frustrated. After all, spirit rings with appropriate attributes are something you can meet but not ask for. Who knows if you missed this time, if you can find a suitable spirit ring. But a mandala snake is enough for a few people, and coupled with a more powerful Dragonming golden toad, the hunting difficulty is almost impossible to complete. Tang San didn't want to put a few people into crisis because of himself. Master, Ziosan, we don't have to leave here. Ling said suddenly. Since it is a melee nemesis, then we can kill it from a distance, isn't it all right? Oh? Ling, Do you have a way to get rid of Longming Golden Toad? Yu Xiaogang asked in surprise, and Tang San also showed hope. Yes. Come, let me show you a big baby. Qi Ling said, taking out the Barrett sniper rifle from his infinite space. When the pitch-black, domineering Batley sniper rifle was placed in front of Yu Xiaogang and Tang San, both of them were shocked and speechless. Although they don't know this thing, they can feel a powerful deterrence and a sense of deadly threat from it. There is no doubt that this is an amazing weapon. Qi Ling, what on earth is this thing? Yu Xiaogang asked. With this thing, can the Dragon Ming Golden Toad be destroyed? Absolutely. Only one shot is needed to ensure that there will be no ashes left from the toad. Qi Ling said confidently, this thing is called the Bartley Sniper Rifle, which is a special soul guidance device. This soul guide sniper rifle has an effective shooting distance of more than 4,000 meters, which completely exceeds the sensing range of Longming Golden Toad. Qi Ling said. The only question now is how to make sure we can hit it. After all, I only have 2 bullets. Little San, here you are. Qi Ling said, and handed the Batley sniper rifle to Tang San. You come to shoot this shot. Me. Tang San looked at the Bartley sniper rifle in his hand, and told himself with a heavy touch that it was not only sturdy in appearance, but also extremely powerful inside, but I haven't used this thing. Oh, it's the first time in everything, Xiao San, I believe you, just let it go. Qi Ling said, and began to teach Tang San how to operate this sniper rifle. Tang San, who had been obsessed with hidden weapons all his life, was naturally full of curiosity about this novel weapon, eager to try it out. So when he chose the gun point, got down and started aiming, he immediately activated the power of the purple magic pupil to the maximum, and firmly locked the Longming Golden Toad. Longming Jinchan's vigilance is very strong, and if he makes a bold move, he will only stun the snake. Qi Ling said from the side. And only when it launches a tweet attack, is it the only time to reveal its flaws. Xiaosan, that's the best moment for you to attack. More importantly, we must use the dragon's golden toad's attack to subdue the mandala snake, otherwise, once it is frightened and escapes, it may cause our actions to fall short. It would be extremely stamina-consuming for Tang San to maintain the state of the purple demon eye, but fortunately, the confrontation between the mandala snake and Longming Jinchan quickly ended. As if unable to withstand this pressure, the mandala snake took the lead in attacking, and his body shot at Longming Jinchan like a sharp sword, taking a desperate attack, trying to catch it by surprise. But it is a pity that Longming Golden Toad's reaction speed is even higher than that of mandala snake. Just as the mandala snake's body plunged into the air, Longming Jinchan's legs violently exerted force, and instantly disappeared from the spot. When Longming Jinchan appeared again, there was a green snake blood in his mouth. There was a wound on the mandala snake's body. The invulnerable mandala snake can't even resist a bite of Longming Jinchan. Observing all this, Tang San couldn't help but swallowed. He actually wanted to hunt down such a monster. He really couldn't help himself. Attention, Xiao San. Qi Ling said at this time, Longming Jinchan is about to speak. Get ready. The mandala snake, who sensed the strength gap between the two sides, naturally refused to wait for death, and immediately fled toward the distance. But unfortunately, Longming Jinchan had already prepared for this. No matter how far the mandala snake rushed out, Longming Jinchan had already opened his mouth, and then a melodious dragon roar came from its mouth. It's hard to say what kind of bizarre picture this is, a toad actually made a dragon roar in its mouth. But the fact is like this, the mandala snake seemed to have suddenly stopped, falling from midair, into a state of dizziness. It's now, Xiao San. Qi Ling said to Tang San, shoot. Tang San, who was always ready, had already pressed the trigger of the Bartley sniper rifle at the moment Qi Ling gave the order, and the bullet shot at the Longming Golden Toad at a speed almost breaking the speed of sound. Longming Jinchan, who was tweeting, never thought that he would become someone else's prey, and he was directly hit in the head. And its originally small body was lost in half, leaving only the lower body still struggling. It's done, haha. Qi Ling said excitedly, go, Xiaosan, let's go and collect your spirit ring. Don't be sobered up by that mandala snake and let it run away.